This one's for Mr. Nixon. He's owned quite a few boats over the years, very specific as to where he wants to go and what he wants to do. He likes the overnighters on Fraser, places like that. So what we've done, the 570 Renegade, only do a couple of these a year. We did put an electric anchor winch on there. He does have the option of going to a Minn Kota, but he's decided against it at this stage. It doesn't really suit the style of fishing he's done, and he wants to anchor up. We've actually gone with the Redco heavy duty, and if you can get in close on that one, Dan, everything is double filleted and double welded. And then what we've also done, we've used an L&R boat catch just to suit the trailer, so we've still got the ability to launch and retrieve on his own. And then what he's done there, we've got a walkway running down there for remote launching. All of the cross members have actually got extra bracing on them. And we've also got what we call an extended drawbar. So he's able to lengthen it just for some of the remote boat ramps. If you look under there too, Dan, there's multiple rollers at the back, the way they've set that up. It's a little bit hard to show you, but look guys, I think you understand what we're doing. So what he's done is he's just built something a little more heavy duty than what the average customer would need. We nicknamed her the Great Northerner. We think that's good, and I know half the workshop do like Northerners, but they prefer them cold and only on a Friday after work. We powered the 570 Renegade with an F130, beautiful motor, part of the 115 family, economy's excellent, and great performance. One of the other things the factory did before we got to it, we actually put 2 steps on it instead of 1. So normally a Renegade will come with 1 rear step. We've gone the double in case, but what we've also done there is just put a stainless ladder on there just to make it easier for Tony to get in and out of. Custom T-top. The guy that fabricates these things for us, he's a bit of a champion. I've known him for over 25 years. We actually use flat bar under there instead of the round tube. What that allows us to do, actually flush fit the downlighting and hide all of the wires. And Bo and Brownie fitted this one up, did a great job as usual. What we've done is not only secure it to the console, but because there's always a fear that the T-tops can twist a console, custom bait board. We went for one that looked like the Quintrex Trident, but we had to make it by hand to fit a narrower space. You'll notice here though that it's actually welded to the bait board, makes it much stronger as one piece. When you put a 45-degree angle in something, what it does is it takes away the ability to shim and shake. And then where this one is now attached to the floor, we've actually run through the 2 big beams that run underneath the floor. So it's as strong as hell, you just can't move the thing. Tony's looking forward to catching some big red. And so we've gone a 12-inch Garmin. As you would expect, you've got your Yamaha binnacle, the land gauges, hydraulic steering. You can't drive a boat with a 130 without hydraulic steering. The VHF radio. And then what we've done here, we've actually fitted an Anderson plug underneath, and I fitted 2 Anderson plugs in the side of the boat so that Tony can move his fridge around. What we've also done, when we wire those in, if you can just poke the camera over there, Dan, we've got the dual batteries, but what we've also done is done individual fuse blocks for the Andersons. That way we're separating the power on the boat. He can isolate to one of the batteries, use it as a house battery. He's got a fuse in place so that he can protect everything they're done. Once that's done from there, he can always go back, use the crank battery and charge on the go. Actually fitted a clear that wraps around, goes to the front as well. Have a look at that there though, Dan. What we've done is we've actually fed the clear over the top of the factory perspex. The idea behind that is if he does get a splash, it's going to come up and over, and that's all completely removable. So when he's heading down the highway, we don't need to do that. We just pull it off, put it back on as he needs it. That bimini is drum tight. We've hidden the press studs up underneath. He's got a light bar through on the top. And the idea behind that is if he ever wants to run a tent or a tent-like structure or curtains, we can. This is really cool though. This is where he'll be able to lay down underneath. So stainless press studs around the boat, around the top of the gunnel there. Obviously a fibre washer, Tef gel on anything that penetrates through. Bo came up with a good idea just because of the length and the flat. A little bit of seatbelt webbing and it just clips up underneath there. Something as nice, as simple as that. You're worried about where it goes from there. What we've done here, actually fitted a zip. And so the zipper's also got a waterproofing flap over the top. You can come in, fit your cover, check your anchor, do whatever you're doing, get underneath the floor, grab what you need out, pull it up behind there, roll your swag under there, and hope the midgies or the dingoes on Fraser don't get you. Brilliant idea, able to do that. And if it's not quite what you want, don't be afraid to come down, talk to the sales team, come and see myself, and we can actually build what you need. That's the beauty of it. We work on the Quintrex product. The blade hull is the softest drying riding aluminium boat in Australia, but what we can do to it, we can kind of make it your boat.